What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something absolutely crazy. We're diving deep into North Carolina. Now, don't get me wrong, North Carolina is an incredible state with beautiful mountains, amazing beaches, and some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. We spent thousands of hours analyzing data, reading reviews, and even talking to locals. Thousands of hours of research. Some of the towns on this list are going to blow your mind. We're looking at everything from crime rates to job opportunities to just the overall vibe of a place. Is it somewhere you can build a future? Is it safe for your family? So get ready, because this is going to be an insane ride. If you live in one of these towns, let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with our number one pick? Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10, a town you might know if you've ever driven down I-95, we're talking about Lumberton, located in Robeson County. Classic small-town charm. But pull back the curtain. The data tells a different story. Biggest red flag, the crime rate. It's astronomical, one of the highest in the state. Property crime and violent crime, multiple times the national average. Imagine looking over your shoulder every day, worrying about your car being broken into. That's the reality for many residents. On top of safety issues, the economy is struggling. Good-paying jobs are rare. Unemployment above the state average. It hurts housing. It hurts education. High crime plus limited opportunity. That's why Lumberton starts our list. No easy answers on the horizon. This is just the beginning. It gets more shocking. Coming in at number 9, we're heading over to Columbus County to talk about Whiteville. It's small and tight-knit. But being small comes with massive disadvantages you can't ignore. The first major problem is the lack of just about everything. Restaurants, shopping, entertainment. Residents often have to drive to Wilmington just for groceries or a movie. No new businesses, no new jobs. Unemployment and low median incomes crush families. Finally, safety. While maybe not as extreme as Lumberton, the crime rate is still a major concern for a town of its size. Both property and violent crime rates are well above the state average. Lack of things to do, struggle to find work, constant worry about safety. Whiteville lands at number 9. For our number 8 spot, we're venturing into Lenoir County to a city with deep history, Kinston. This place produced famous musicians, athletes, and has a vibrant art scene. But the negatives are starting to seriously outweigh the positives. The most striking statistic is population decline. People are leaving, and that shrinks the tax base. Less money for schools, roads, parks. Quality of life dips, and the downward spiral continues. Kinston has battled a reputation for high crime for years. Stats back it up, especially violent crime. And despite its art scene, younger people often feel there's not enough to do. Shrink population, persistent crime, limited amenities. Kinston is struggling to keep up and is #8 on our list. Alright, coming in at number 7 is a city literally split down the middle. Rocky Mount. It straddles Nash and Edgecombe counties. That division mirrors deeper problems. The number one issue is crime. Violent crime rates are off the charts. 3, 4, 5 times the national average in some metrics. This isn't a statistic. It's a daily reality. The constant threat creates fear and mistrust. Poverty is staggering. Food insecurity, housing issues, lack of services feed the problems. Schools are underfunded. Low scores, high turnover, parents who can often look elsewhere. Crime, poverty, failing schools, a tragic combination that makes Rocky Mount our #7 pick. At number 6, we're heading to the border with South Carolina, Laurinburg. At first glance, quiet southern charm, a small university, historic architecture. Dig deeper, economic devastation. Manufacturing and textiles moved away, factories closed, jobs vanished. Young people leave for Charlotte or Raleigh. A brain drain that cripples the town. With economic despair comes crime. Property and violent crime rates are high for a town this size. A sense of resignation replaces pride. It's a slow, sad decline. That's why Laurinburg is #6. We're officially in the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Roanoke Rapids. Famous for a failed entertainment complex, the Randy Parton Theater, a huge gamble that blew up in the city's face. The city took on millions in debt, the theater failed, sold for pennies. Taxpayers held the bag. That crippled finances and prevented investment in schools, roads, and public safety. Traditional textile and paper mill jobs are gone. Median income is painfully low. People struggle to pay bills. Financial disaster, lack of jobs, persistent crime. Roanoke Rapids is a bleak number 5. Cracking the number 4 spot is Reedsville. Once powered by tobacco and factories, that industry declined, and Reedsville's luck ran out. The biggest problem, lack of opportunities. No new industries arrived. Jobs disappeared. Infrastructure decays. Crumbling sidewalks, potholes, boarded buildings. Property and violent crime are rising. Residents lock their doors and live with constant threat. A town of good people trapped in a bad situation. Limited jobs, decaying infrastructure, rising crime. That's Reedsville at #4. We've reached the top 3. At number 3 is Henderson. This is a town where the statistics are devastating. A crisis of poverty and crime decades in the making. Extreme poverty. A shocking percentage of people, including children, struggle just to get by. Substandard housing, limited healthcare access, a generational cycle that's hard to break. Businesses aren't moving in. No investment means no jobs to lift people out of poverty. Where there is this level of hopelessness, crime follows. Henderson has one of the worst crime rates in the state. That's #3. Our runner-up for the worst town in North Carolina is a huge surprise for some people. Fayetteville, home to Fort Liberty, one of the largest military installations in the world. The transient population churn makes it hard to build stable communities. Neighborhoods change constantly. This can lead to anonymity, detachment, pressure on schools and housing. Fayetteville has disproportionately high crime for its size, especially around areas near the base. Economy heavily dependent on military spending. If you're not connected to the base, finding stable, well-paying work is tough. Transient population, high crime, economic imbalance. Fayetteville earns our number 2 spot. And here we are, the number 1 worst town to live in North Carolina. Thomasville, Chair City, once a furniture manufacturing powerhouse. A symbol of globalization's devastation. Jobs moved overseas, plants closed, the town's engine ripped out. Downtown becomes a ghost town. Boarded shops, empty employment boards, rising poverty. The fallout, rising crime, drug abuse issues, struggling schools. The collapse was catastrophic. The big chair, once pride, now feels like a tombstone. Thomasville feels hollowed out with no clear path to recovery. That's why it's our #1. And there you have it. Our deep dive into 10 towns in North Carolina facing some serious challenges. This video isn't meant to bash these towns or the amazing people who live in them. Every one of these places is filled with hard-working people doing their best in tough situations. The goal is to shine a light on problems, crime, poverty, lack of opportunity, not to attack communities. If you live in one of these towns, share your story. Tell us what we got right and what we got wrong. Your perspective is more valuable than any statistic. Let's have a productive conversation about helping these places. If you found this interesting, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next crazy video. Share this with someone who might find it interesting and tell me what state or topic we should investigate next. Thanks again for watching. We read every comment. See you in the next one.